Good people, what's up? What's up? What's up? It is another evening. We are live, move in pursuit 30. Can you guys believe it? We are on day number 25. Make some noise right where you are. We are on day number 25, going through this Nothing is Wasted devotional together. Oh, if I was there with you, I'd just give you a high five right to your hand or fist bump you. I know it's still COVID. Fist bump you or hug you and say congratulations because you have decided to move in the pursuit of your purpose. Not only that, you've been realizing, aligning, and moving and acting on everything that God has put on the inside of you. Not only that, I would say, as always, your tagline of this devotional, you have everything that you need to make your journey exceptional. Now you have to move. And I'm excited that you joined us for another day yet again. So make some noise. Greet somebody in the chat wherever you are. Tag us if you've been putting your stuff up. And I hope this devotional has blessed you because it surely has blessed our socks off. I mean, all the way off. So I'm excited that you're here tonight. I don't take it lightly. And I want to say thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for hanging out with us, for being here with us, for connecting with us, and for growing together as we move in pursuit. Tonight's going to be really fast. Today is going to be really special because tonight we get to talk about evaluating some things. We get to talk about evaluation. We get to talk about what that looks like. We get to talk about how that grows and helps develop us. And I bet you, actually, I know for sure that you had some homework to do as you dealt with evaluate. Okay. Last night we talked about generational, which was amazing. Shout out to that one. It was very, very special. But I am glad, and I am so glad that you were able to hang out with us last night and now tonight as we continue to build on this journey. We in here. It's my wife. I love you, girl. All right. Let's get straight to it. The pull quote, I'm not going to start there tonight, but I am going to read the definition. Evaluate. Are we ready? Let's just go higher together. Form an idea of the amount or value of. Evaluate. Form an idea of the amount or value of. That is the process by which we evaluate something. You can evaluate measures, you can evaluate relationships, you can evaluate your priorities, you can evaluate your aspirations, and that's exactly what the pull quote is saying. It says evaluate your goals, your aspirations, your projects, and your priorities. I got to say that one more time as we get into this. Evaluate your goals, your aspirations, your projects, and your priorities. Those four things are very pivotal if we're going to move toward our next. And it's crazy because another synonym for evaluate is assess. So not only are we evaluating in a big scope picture, but we get to assess from microscopic level how these things, how these projects, our goals, aspirations, and our priorities are helping us move from where we are now toward our next. And I want to challenge you specifically tonight, going into tomorrow and even the rest of this week and month, that you will begin to evaluate the relationships, the conversations, the faith circle around you, the things that you've been dealing with. Why? Because it matters. And just as we said last night, it's bigger than me. I'm so excited. We have to look at our circle of friends, family, and acquaintances and assess their connection or assess our relational development within the scope of where we're going. We have to assess our relational development with them. And the movement to our next level cannot be stopped by the mess or the messengers of mediocrity that want you to remain in the same place. I don't know about you, but I have to do some assessment work. I don't know about you, but assessments were always standardized. Growing up in class and in school, they were always standardized. And it was something that you could look at and say, okay, exactly, here's the question again. Where am I? Which is not always a bad question, but it's an evaluative question. It's an assessment question. Why? Because it helps us grow, it helps us develop, and it helps us move toward our next. And I want you to evaluate and assess what's going on specifically in your life. Why? Because it's necessary. Hear me good. Lean in real close. It is necessary that you evaluate and you assess. Why? Because it's big spectrum picture. It's generational spectrum picture. And we can only move in effectiveness once we get past the opportunity to evaluate and assess. Why? Because not everybody around us has the same ambition, goals, dreams, hopes, aspirations we have. And I don't have time. You don't have time. We don't have time to be around influence or in the sphere of influence or in the circle of relationship or in relationship or connected or moving with anybody that does not see value in where we're going. I don't have time to let mess or messengers mess up my priorities. I don't have time to allow mess or the messengers of mediocrity to mess up my goals, my dreams, my aspirations, my hopes, what I want to build, what I believe God has called me to build in this earth. I cannot be stagnant. Because if we get locked away in the prison of stagnancy, we can forfeit a lot of the dreams, forfeit a lot of the aspirations, forfeit a lot of the goals that we have. And I want to bring us back to the place of making sure that we're aligned properly. That way, the force that we produce in the pursuit of our purpose is effective. Again, we can produce force out of alignment. It won't be as great, but I want us to make sure that we're producing effective force. And that comes from assessment and evaluation. So today's active recovery moment, I loved it because I wanted us to grow at a different pace. I wanted us to grow at a different pace. And so there's 7 opportunities, 7 areas for you to look at, evaluate, and assess and say, how is this helping me with my boundaries? How is this helping me with my assignments, with my relationships? How is this helping me with my capacity? And how is this repurposing things for my generational impact, my generational legacy? How is this helping me? And so now I have to get back to the place of evaluation and assessment. Why? So that way I can grow and develop at a pace that is conducive to making sure my legacy outlives me. You know what was so beautiful the other day? I put a picture up on my Instagram story, personal, not the business. And it was the Mamba logo and it was Nike. It had a little X in the middle. And what's crazy, we all know the tragedy that happened to the Bryant family. And we were like shook by it, right? Still. But at the same token, his legacy and his daughter's legacy have now shaped something way beyond what their initial capacity was. And it's unfortunate that they're no longer here with us. But their legacy still lives on. And their growth still lives on. And the things that they've sustained are still growing and developing and building, and it's just the beginning. Because they were able to have such an integral part of their journey to where even posthumous, they can still have legacy. And the Bryant family can honor their legacy for years to come because of their accomplishment, because of their discipline, because of their pursuit, because of all these great tenacity driven characteristics. And it still forms life for them. And so it was just beautiful to see, and a beautiful inspirational moment to know that their legacy still lives on and Nike is still carrying it on, and they're doing things for the foundation and the whole nine. And it was beautiful. It was very, very inspiring to see. And it put things into perspective. How am I evaluating what's going on around me? So that way, when I leave this earth, if God calls me to it, what am I still being remembered for? What is generational now? Where is the honor now? Where is the pursuit now? And that all comes from a place of evaluation and assessment. I want to bring up a particular story as we move. Mark chapter 2, verses like 3 through 7 or 3 through 8. There's some men that are carrying their friend that's been paralytic for a while. I'm paraphrasing. Please go back and read it. Jesus has been going through the towns, multitude, and healing people. And there's like crowds everywhere that he is. And in this token, he was at this house, and the house was full of people. Big crowd, large crowd. But these men carried their friend. They tried to get through the front door, but they could not get there because of the crowds and the multitude, because Jesus was literally shaking things up, turning the world upside down. And so what they did is they took measures into their own hands. They said, listen, we are not going to let this, what it looks like, this box that we've been put in, stop us from getting our healing. Not just for us, but for their friend that they were carrying, a paralytic man. So it's important that you evaluate and assess, because not everybody has the capacity to carry you. Not everyone has the capacity to carry you. Not everyone has the capacity to carry your dream, your vision, your aspiration, your goal. So we have to make sure we evaluate and we assess who's with us. Yesterday we talked about building a team. You have to evaluate and assess who can carry with me, especially when I can't carry for myself, because we're building something that's bigger than us. And so the friends, they get together, they take this paralytic man and his mat, and they pull him to the roof. Now, this is just me. This is just my imagination. But I'm going to bring it to like a practical nature. If I was paralytic, it would take some strong people, not only to carry me around for the time it's been carrying me, some real invested people to love me through it. That's why it's important to evaluate. But they lifted the man to the roof. Do you know how heavy that must have been? They decided to take him from one level to the next. They've been carrying him around, but now they lifted him to the roof. That's another height. That's another faith. That's another feat of it, because they carried him to the roof and they started digging through the tiles. Boom, 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 boom. Could you imagine Jesus teaching there? The room is full, and all of a sudden I want to make the noise so bad. I'm not going to though, because I don't want to wake you up. Yes, I do. Could you just imagine? Could you imagine all that Jesus teaching? What is that noise? And all of a sudden you look up and you see 5 people coming through the roof. They said, we're not gonna worry about the room that's full. We're not gonna knock on the front door because we can't get in anyway. We're not going to the back door. We're not going through the windows. We are going to make an entrance, and we are not going to be stopped. We are going to move. Our evaluation is tight. Our circle is tight. Our assessment is tight, and we are going to get what we came here for. I just wish you could type that in the chat. I am going to get what I need. I'm going to carry what I need. I'm going to build where I need to build to get what's in me out. And these 4 men carried their friend. They're digging through the tiles, and they end up in a position right in front of Jesus. Jesus says, friend, your faith has made you whole. Take up your bed and walk. Take up your mat and walk. In an instant, these 4 men went from carrying, let's just be honest, dead weight for a minute out of love, into carrying a complete miracle, a whole miracle, because they had the opportunity to evaluate correctly. They said, we're not going to let you go. We're not going to let you have a pity party. We're going to carry you through this. And that's why it's necessary to know who's around you. It's necessary to know who's got your back. It's necessary to know who is for you. It's necessary to know who can pray and fight with you when you can't do it on your own. It's necessary to know who has the capacity to hear when you can't hear on different levels. And it's important to know who is going to help you get to the next level and not let you stay in mediocrity. We can't let the mess or the messengers of mediocrity keep us in this place any longer. We got to start thinking outside of the box. That's another part of the evaluation and the assessment process is we have to start thinking outside of the box, and we can no longer stay in the box that people put us in. Oh, we're talking good. Lean in. There's some boxes that you've been put into that you've allowed yourself to sit in. But guess what? It's time to reintroduce yourself to the world. Hello, my name is DeSante Ramon Cole. This is who I am. Whatever space you're in, I want you to reintroduce yourself this season to the world. You've been in dark places, you've been in hibernation, seems like you've been in isolation. We've all been locked down to some extent. We've been discovering, we've been building, we've been growing, and here you have been on for at least the past 25 days, acknowledging that you're going to go deeper and go into another level in your pursuit. So now it's time to actually reintroduce yourself to the world. Who are you with? Who are you carrying? What are you carrying? Do you have the capacity not to stop at the front door, not to stop at the back door, not to stop at the window, but to get through the roof? I love it because a while ago I preached on this specific text, and the title was Keep Digging. Keep digging. And I want you to assess and evaluate what's in your hand, who you're connected to, what's in your heart. And here it is, what's in your head. They have to be in alignment. And we have to grow to get to the place where we become resilient enough to say it doesn't matter what road is closed, it doesn't matter what block is here, it doesn't matter what attitude is here, it doesn't matter what ego is here, it doesn't matter if they don't like me, it doesn't matter if they put me in a box, it doesn't matter if they misunderstand me. I'm a creative, I'm created to create, and in this season I'm going to reintroduce myself to the world. We out here now. This is who we are. Bring the fearless part of you to your destiny. Bring the fearless part of you to your generational lineage. Because yesterday we even said that you hold the solution to unlock miracles in your bloodline. So why would you not want to reintroduce yourself to the world? The men remain nameless in the text, but Jesus still called them friend. And I believe it's because they had the faith to press into what looked grim. They had the faith to press into what looked as like a complete obstacle. And they had the heart posture to get there by any means necessary. And can you imagine, this is just me now, can you imagine the man now talking to people face to face that once looked down upon him? Uh-oh. Can you imagine him having a face-to-face conversation with the same people that looked down on him or put him in a box or said he's always just going to be this man that's been carried by everybody else? He's just going to deal with it. He's just going to sit in it. He's just going to do this. But eventually he got his miracle because his faith never wavered, and now he's having face-to-face conversations with the same people who hated on him. Well, that's why we got to evaluate and assess who's with us, because it matters. And them same 4 men, his boys, was probably like, listen, we knew from jump it was going to happen. We didn't know when, we didn't care about a timeline, but we wasn't going to let you get down. We wasn't going to let you get on yourself. We wasn't going to let you lose your faith, lose your heart. We was going to get there by any means necessary. And now look at you. We can embrace each other in a strong hug together because we made it to our miracle. I want you to evaluate and assess where you are in the journey towards making it to your miracle. Lean in real good. Let's do the good work and let's evaluate. Let's pray. Dear God, thank you for the ability to press into the evaluation process. I pray that you give me greater wisdom and greater discernment to see who is truly for me. Remove every situation and relationship that is not conducive to your formation of me as your child. Yes, God. Help me to walk on the path you've set before me with the right people by my side. And I would even add this: help me to have the right people carry me when I can't carry myself. Thank you for the opportunity to create boundaries. Thank you for the process of living at a new pace. In Jesus' name, amen. Make sure we know who's with us, who's fighting with us, who's standing with us, who's believing with us, and who's carrying us when we can't carry it ourselves, because we're not called to carry it alone. Let's build, let's grow, let's evaluate, let's continue to go higher together. And guess what? Tomorrow is day number 26, and we talk about push. We keep building together. I'm so sorry that this is challenging you the way it is, but guess what? We're going to be better because of it. All I keep hearing right now is Bernie Mac. Who you with? That's just me, y'all. That's so good. Keep building. Put some on Instagram, on Facebook, wherever it is. Share something. Let's continue to evaluate and assess. And tomorrow we talk about the push. This has been Moving Pursuit 30, another day. And tomorrow we're going to go higher together. Same time, meet me here. Let's grow together. All right? Peace.